begin with the session. Today, the topic of discussion is how to divide your calories throughout your day, and that is again in context to PCOS. As many of you know, must be knowing that PCOS Awareness Month is going on. September is celebrated as a PCOS Awareness Month, and the aim behind this celebration is to spread awareness regarding this disease and to help all the affected girls, women out there reduce their symptoms and to prevent going into another lifelong conditions due to the effect of PCOS, prevent infertility and save others from getting PCOS. So PCOS, as many of you must be knowing, or some must be suffering from this or may have suffered from this, it's a hormonal disorder. I would say it's a metabolic lifestyle disorder. The exact cause for this is not known yet, but a lot of women these days are suffering from PCOS, and that is around 1 to 10 in every woman is having 1 in every 10 women is having PCOS. Around 50% of the women with PCOS go undiagnosed. They don't know that they're having PCOS, but they have the symptoms, and the exact cause for the disease is yet not known. It is believed to be due to hormonal imbalance. Genetic and environmental factors are obviously there for the disease. And talking about the signs and symptoms, the signs and symptoms usually are acne, irregular cycle, either you have missed cycle, or you have less flow, or you have more bleeding, acne, weight gain, thinning of hairs, male pattern baldness, or sleep apnea, and fatigue, mood swings. There are many factors, many signs and symptoms of the disease that girls suffer from. So what to do if you have PCOS, how to get to know that you have PCOS, there are a lot many questions from you guys coming in for that. First, let's see what all hormones are involved in this. Majorly there are 3 hormones that are involved. First is androgens, second is insulin, third is progesterone. Talking about androgens are produced in every female body, but those with PCOS have them in excess. Androgens are produced in excess, resulting into acne, irregular cycle. Second hormone talking about is insulin. In people with PCOS, there is insulin resistance. We would say that insulin is there, but your cells, your body has insulin sensitivity. And the excess amount of insulin results in more production of androgens, which again worsens your problem. So, and insulin is used in our body to let the glucose enter into the cells and get utilized. So insulin and glucose have that lock and key sort of relationship. But when you have PCOS, you have insulin sensitivity, and that results in other metabolic issues. The people with PCOS are at high risk of getting diabetes too. The third hormone is progesterone. Progesterone is again, in women with PCOS, there is lack of progesterone. Lack of progesterone again results in irregularity of the cycles. Now, how to know that you are having PCOS or not? First thing is, you either get any of the symptoms, you miss your cycles for long, or you have irregular bleeding pattern, either it is more or it is less, or acne. So some people tend to get conscious, and then they go to the doctor, they visit a gynae, and then get themselves tested and get to know that they are suffering from PCOS. But as I told in the initial part, that there are around 50% women who go undiagnosed of this disease. So if you are having any of the symptoms, any of the 2 symptoms, I would say, अगर कुछ भी 2 ऐसी conditions present हैं, या तो आपका weight gain हुआ है, cycle irregular चल रहा है, या acne और cycle irregularity है, ऐसा कुछ भी है, so do visit a doctor, consult a doctor, and get to know if it's PCOS or not. Diagnosis के लिए first thing is ultrasound. The doctors prescribe you to get an ultrasound done, especially of the lower abdomen, where if you are a PCOS person, you will see there are cysts present in your ovaries. And second thing they would recommend you is hormonal profiling, getting your hormone levels tested. So these are the two basics of diagnosis for the disease. Coming on to treatment, how to treat this if you have it. It is having, again, the major part is lifestyle modification. Lifestyle modification is not just having the right food and the diet, but lifestyle modification has around 4 factors. First is diet. Obviously the food you eat, what you feed your body matters a lot. Second factor is your water intake, how much water you drink. Do you drink it less or enough? That matters. Third thing is stress, a very major part stress plays in PCOS. And the fourth factor is sleep. Are you having enough sleep or not? So talking about the first thing, that is diet, it's quite an elaborative thing. Someone is saying, I have these problems but I never got anything in my ultrasound. Maybe this even happens because of routine living. Yeah, definitely, Baljeet Kaur, it's a lifestyle disorder, as I said. So if your lifestyle is not good, your health, your entire body system gets affected. Some people have digestive issues due to bad lifestyle. Some people have the reproductive system issues. Some people have stress related issues due to bad lifestyle. So there are many factors, and you're correct. If you're not having anything in your ultrasound, that doesn't matters. But if your lifestyle is wrong, then your health is affected some way or the other. So I was talking about the treatment. So lifestyle modification is the way out for this disease. Obviously there's no, it's not curable, I would say. There's no cure, but yes, what you can do is relieve down the symptoms and lead a healthy life, and instead of getting other lifelong conditions rather than not treating the problem. Diet plays a very major role. What you eat, generally in today's scenario, most of the people are having junk food, unhealthy food, rather than eating healthy, because healthy seems boring to everyone. But it's not like that. Healthy is never boring if you do it right way. And diet doesn't mean that you skip meats. Diet means having something healthy, something that is wholesome, that is filling for you, nutritionally very good for your body, and that satisfies you both inside out. So the diet in PCOS, nourishing a balanced diet, can really help you very much for dealing with this condition. Dairy products need to be cut down from the diet if you are suffering from PCOS, because indigestion of dairy products results in increased level of insulin in our body. And insulin, as we know, as I discussed earlier, more high levels of insulin results in high production of androgens in our body, resulting in irregular periods. So diet matters a lot if you have PCOS. Include whole foods in your diet. Whole foods includes fruits, vegetables, legumes, whole grains, as whole foods are free from preservatives, artificial compounds, chemicals. They are all free from all this stuff. Whole foods are definitely good. The second thing you need to do is maintain a balance between your carb and protein intake. Manage your carb and protein intake. Most of the Indian diet is based on carbohydrate, so we always focus on protein intake. There are many people who lack appropriate enough proteins in their diet. So for proteins, include vegan sources like soya bean, like tofu, soya paneer, or you can also include eggs or chicken, grilled chicken, boiled chicken, you can include them, pulses. And again, soybean has estrogen, higher amount of estrogen, but if you take it in moderation, that is fine. But if you take in excess, anything in huge quantity is not good for health. Particular 4108, I had to consult with doctor. Shefita, so you consulted your doctor, that's good. If the PCOS drink doesn't suit you, and what about your periods regularity? Please tell me that. And I would say another thing to include is anti-inflammatory foods in your diet. Anti-inflammatory foods would help reduce the inflammation caused due to this hormonal balance and lifestyle imbalance, I would say, in your body. So anti-inflammatory foods include fruits, again I would say berries or fatty fish like salmon, olive oil, green leafy vegetables, leafy greens, tomatoes. All antioxidant rich foods should also be there in your diet. Talking about your iron rich foods, again they should be a part of the diet, because if you have excess bleeding, excess flow, then there would be iron loss in your body. So iron should be there in the diet. Iron sources are spinach, eggs, fig, raisins, nuts and seeds like pumpkin seeds, flax seeds, dry fruits should be there as a part of your diet. And obviously the non-vegetarian iron is better absorbed as compared to the plant-based iron. So if you are non-vegetarian, you can include a moderate amount of chicken or egg whites in your daily diet. Talking about the superfoods for PCOS, I would say the first superfood is cinnamon. Cinnamon has a positive effect in case of insulin. Also turmeric. Turmeric is very good. It's an anti-inflammatory food also, and it helps for insulin insensitivity too. Another I would say is methi dana. Methi dana seeds are also fenugreek seeds, we call them in English. Fenugreek seeds are also very helpful in reducing the inflammation and regularizing your cycles. So these three I call as superfoods for PCOS women. You should include them in your daily routine. You can add cinnamon to your pulses, vegetable preparations, salads. Also you can add a pinch of cinnamon to your lemon water and drink it every day as a morning drink. Turmeric you can add in the raw form and make an infused water using raw turmeric. Methi dana, again you can take fenugreek seed water, empty stomach in morning. That would be very helpful in regularizing your cycles. And now also vitamin D and calcium helps to regularize your ovulation process. Talking about now how to go with the calorie distribution. Generally हम सबका eating pattern कैसा होता है कि like most of the people I see when I meet patients, clients, they tell that the breakfast is like a cup of tea and a slice of bread or a rusk or a biscuit. Then in lunch, then they like it's around 8, then straight away lunch at 3 or 2 depending upon their work, and they end up eating a lot. And again same for the dinner. So the calories are not actually equally distributed. There is unequal distribution. You guys need to distribute your calories wisely to avoid obesity and other lifestyle related conditions. Eating healthy is obviously recommended for everybody, and studies have been showing that people who tend to eat 3 major meals, and they tend to eat more in those 3 meals, because filling those long gaps in between the meals, they end up eating more in those 3 meals. So rather than eating just 3 meals, take small frequent meals, divide your calories On an average, Indian woman takes around 1900 calories in a day, and a Indian man takes around 2100 calories in a day. So talking about an Indian woman, if there are 1900 calories, so we'll divide them in such way that the 2/5 of the portion size goes with your major meals, that is breakfast, lunch and dinner, and 1/5 of the portion goes with your mid meals, that is the snacking part in between those major meals. So if there are around 1900 calories and I'll divide your calories in those 5 meals, so what you get is around 760 calories each for breakfast, lunch and dinner, and around 380 calories for your snacking, two snacking in between. So your day should ideally go as in breakfast 780 calories, then a snack in between breakfast and lunch. After breakfast and lunch, one snack, your 3 meals are done. Now you're left with 2 meals. 2 meals include one snack in the evening, again of 360 calories, and then dinner of 780 calories. So this way you divide your calorie intake. Otherwise what you do is you end up eating 3 huge meals or 2 huge meals where you eat more. And generally what Indian pattern is that people are busy throughout the day, they can't manage to eat, they don't find time to eat, and they generally hog on their dinner part, and then we go to sleep after a dinner. Generally what happens actually is that you eat more in the dinner, you sleep, whatever you eat is stored, as the storage form of our body is fat, it gets stored, and you turn up in obesity and being at high risk of other lifestyle diseases. So this is the way you can divide your calories as per your body, height, weight, age, all those factors. Depending on those factors, you need to divide your calories this way. Just keep this formula in your mind that 2/5 of the calories need to go in your major meals and 1/5 of the calories go in your snacking portion. So divide your calories this way and eat wisely rather than just hogging on food in 1 or 2 meals. Eat regularly, eat small frequent meals, don't take long gaps, otherwise you'll end up eating more and this would affect your health. And yes, don't take stress. Stress definitely worsens PCOS. Stress is a very major factor, I would say, in your PCOS. If you are stressed out, अगर stress है तो हेल्दी डाइट, हेल्दी लाइफस्टाइल भी आपको हेल्प कम्प्लीटली नहीं कर पाता. सो स्ट्रेस को दूर रखो, स्टे हैप्पी, डू व्हाट यू लव टू डू, whether it is listening music, shopping, jogging, walking, working out, whatever it is, but please stay happy and stay stress free. Stress बहुत ज़्यादा वर्सन करता है PCOS वाले पेशेंट्स की सिचुएशन को. So don't take stress. So I would end up the session with this, and now I would be taking the question and answers of few people, the queries you have been sending. So if any doubts, any questions, you guys can ask. Yeah, so Bhumika, you have a question that you get very heavy bleeding during periods. So what changes you can incorporate? As I told that if you have heavy bleeding, so there's a lot of iron loss. You need to include iron-rich food sources in your diet, and also for better absorption of iron-rich food that you are having, so that the iron gets absorbed properly in your body, include vitamin C-rich foods along with your iron-rich foods. So the iron-rich food sources can be spinach, eggs, beans, dry fruits, nuts, seeds, and soya bean, legumes, and fig especially is very good. Raisins are also very good and rich in iron. You can take sesame seeds, flax seeds. Flax seeds is again one of the superfoods, I would say, for PCOS. So make sure you have iron rich food as a part of your diet, and avoid having tea with your meals. Any meal that is iron rich and you're having tea with it, tea is having a compound called tannin that hinders with the iron absorption in our body. So include vitamin C sources if you're having an iron rich meal in that. So what you can do is you can squeeze a lemon and have your food. If you're having some dried bean salads, or you're having a egg salad or something, you can add some lemon to it to enhance the absorption of iron in your body. Fatty liver questions. This is a PCOS session. For fatty liver questions, you can text me personally. I would respond there. And yes, fatty liver is also a lifestyle related disorder, so divide your calories wisely, I would say. Divide your portion size. Any other questions? Akanksha, you've asked, I have PCOS, which product should I try? You can try andme.in products and see the results yourself. And I would say you have many products in your kitchen to treat the disease. The cure is in the kitchen. Any other questions? Anyone? Neha, your weight should be in between 70 to 75, not more than that. Coffee, Pasi Sandy, you have asked about coffee, but that is in what context? What about coffee? Early signs of PCOS and how it can be diagnosed, I've already talked about it. Early signs of PCOS are acne, periods irregularity, either you are missing them or you are having irregular bleeding, या तो वो नॉर्मल से बहुत ज़्यादा ब्लीडिंग हो रही है या कम ब्लीडिंग हो रही है. एक्ने हो सकता है, वेट गेन हो सकता है, फटीग हो सकता है, हेयर लॉस, हेयर फॉल, थिनिंग ऑफ हेयर्स. There are many symptoms. These are all the signs you can observe in yourself. Yeah, you should avoid coffee also with your meals. Avoid tea and coffee with your meals. It's not good. It's not recommended, I would say. Any other queries? Anyone? The test recommended for PCOS is, first I would say you observe for the signs and symptoms I have told you just now, and then you get ultrasound done first. If there are any cysts present in your ovaries, you will get them in the ultrasound, and hormonal profiling after that. I hope your question is answered. You're welcome. I'll wait for 5 more minutes for any queries if you guys have, otherwise I'll be ending the session. Welcome Sandy. Hi Harleen Kaur, I have said your name. Periods can be delayed for a number of days. You can't say, there's nothing fixed like that. You can skip them for either 1 month, 2 months, and even I have people who have not got periods from past 6 months too. So there's nothing fixed, Arlene, for that. Any other questions? I hope your question is answered, Harleen. So the takeaway points of today's session are: first is staying stress free, second is eating the right food. Right food doesn't mean giving off your favorites and just eating salads. Right food means including whole grains, having a right balance of carbohydrates and proteins in your diet. And in context to PCOS, including iron-rich food, anti-inflammatory foods to your diet is very much essential. Antioxidant-rich foods is also very much essential for you. Third point is having good fats. Fats are not always bad, fats are good too. So the essential fats need to be there. Good fats need to be there in the diet. They can be in the form of nuts, seeds, olive oil, ghee. Ghee is a very good form of fat. The fourth takeaway point is stay physically active. Don't keep sitting all the time. Be physically active, move around. Even if you're working from home, make sure you move around or you do some exercise or yoga at home, but don't keep sitting for long hours. It would also affect your posture. Sleep well, manage your stress. Enough sleep is very much essential for hormonal balance again. And the last point I would say is avoid toxins from cosmetics, plastics, that is required. So the takeaway points: less stress, eat right, move more, eat good fats, and the fifth one is no cosmetics or chemicals around. Like I would say pesticide, like chemicals or pesticides or hormones, the injected products that are injected with hormones, you should avoid them. So guys, thank you for joining in for today's session. I hope it will help you guys deal with your PCOS issues and divide the calories of your food intake in general. That was for everyone, how to divide your calories. Please remember the formula of this session: 2/5 of the calories to be there for your major meals and 1/5 of the calories to be there for your mid-meal snacking. Don't just have 3 meals in a day, take small frequent meals, stay healthy, stay safe, live long and stress-free life. Bye everyone. I would end the session.